round of 61.
What a way to finish it.
The big-name challengers were finding the going a little tough. Brett Ogle couldn't sink them,
Not when you leave them short, you don't sink them.
while Ian Baker-Finch was out of touch.
Well, he didn't. It didn't get airborne.
McGuinney drew level on 14. Parry made it a three-way tie with a birdie on 16.
What did I say? He is the master at that.
On 17, McGuinney set up birdie with this approach. He would go to outright lead at 13 under.
And what a ripper that is.
But he dropped a shot on the 18th to join Parry and Harwood at -12.
Oh, not enough.
And on day one of the Shark shootout, the Shark himself, Greg Norman, didn't fare too well. Norman is suffering from laryngitis and has been on antibiotics all week. He's teaming with Curtis Strange, but the leaders are Hale Irwin with Bruce Letsky and Fred Couples with Ray Floyd. Although 5 shots behind, if they putt like this, Norman and Strange are confident of a strong finish.
But not in
Andy Raymond, 7 Nightly News.
Merv Hughes snared 3 quick wickets before rain washed out the second day's play in the Queensland-Victoria Shield clash in Melbourne. Hughes was in the process of destroying the Queensland tail when the storm hit, with the Maroons at 9 for 222.
When skipper Simon O'Donnell inspected the wicket early this morning, there seemed little likelihood of play at all. But with the help of the super sopper, the covers were off and play started just before midday. Queensland added 10 to its overnight total of 208 before McDermott was caught by Jones off the bowling of Hughes. Plenty of action was crammed into a short day. Kasprowicz given not out to Hughes. Next ball, the Queenslander lucky to survive a drop chance by O'Donnell. And the ball after that, Merv finally gained his just desserts. Border out for 71. Hughes made it 3 for 2 off just 13 balls when Kasprowicz was finally out. But with the score at 9 for 222, Melbourne's weather caught up with the cricketers for the rest of the day.
And rain also played havoc with the Shield match in Adelaide, washing out play an hour after lunch with South Australia 7 for 368 against Tasmania. Joe Scuderi has returned from injury with an unbeaten century for the Crow Eaters, whilst Tim Nielsen also scored a ton. Mark Waugh has rubbed salt into the Windies' wounds in the tour match at the SCG with the 5th double century of his career. Waugh was unbeaten on 200 when New South Wales captain Mark Taylor called a halt at 5 for 473. When rain stopped play, the Windies had lost 2 for 55 in reply.
Resuming on 121, Mark Waugh continued to plunder the West Indian attack. But shortly after the new ball was taken, Ambrose struck, removing Matthews for 20. Emery came in and was given a warm welcome by Patterson. But nothing was going to stop Waugh, the all-rounder pressing his claims for Test selection as he passed the 150 mark. Emery joined in, punishing any loose deliveries. And Waugh going on to make his double century. As soon as he reached the milestone, he didn't wait around. New South Wales declaring at 5 for 473.
Just hours from the Wallabies test against Wales, it appears Bob Dwyer's gamble on an injured Garrick Morgan is set to pay off. Morgan survived the team's final training session in spite of an injured stomach muscle and will be fit to replace line-out star John Eales.
Not since the World Cup have the Wallabies faced such pressure. While most attention at their final session centred around Garrick Morgan's replacement of line-out jumper John Eales, Michael Lynagh was busy shoring up another Achilles heel, the form of his replacement 5'8", Paul Carl.
He's fairly confident with the guys around him because he's played with them all year, and, you know, I think he'll go very well.
It was Lynagh more than anyone who engineered the record humiliations handed Wales as the Wallabies surged towards World Cup glory last year. Those hidings have now become a source of inspiration for the Welsh, who have this year re-emerged as a rugby force. And the fact Australia limps into this match hasn't attracted any sympathy.
It's a very serious setback for them, obviously, but it's a bit of a boost for ourselves, the fact that he's not playing.
Officially, bookmakers still post the Wallabies favourites for the test, but if they do win, it's the Australians who will have beaten the odds of too many matches, too many injuries, and the retirement of skipper Nick Farr-Jones.
Brisbane's premier trainer and jockey struck gold when former Kiwi Diego raced away with the $100,000 Queensland Cup at Eagle Farm this afternoon. The Bruce McLaughlin trained galloper was too classy over the 3,200 metres and was ridden superbly by Brian York.
Now into fourth place on the outside of there, clear of Sports Kingdom. Skycliff's hit the front. 200 metres to go. Skycliff in front of Waigani Drive, followed by Diego. Diego's coming hard on the outside. Skycliff in front. Diego's going to him. He's got him, Diego. Diego's going to come away and win the Cup. Diego first, Skycliff second, Regal Performance third.
In Melbourne, the races were put back more than half an hour after the lunchtime storm, but the delay didn't worry the David Hayes-trained Fra, who beat Excited Angel in a driving finish to the Eclipse Stakes.
On the rails, but Fra is the leader with about 50 metres left to go. Fra's going to win it, and Fra has won from Excited Angel, and Beret Rouge, I think, may have been third.
And just quickly, news from Sydney, Mick Dittman has escaped suspension after a long hearing on a careless riding charge down there, so he will ride in the Japan Cup.
Ah, it's good news. Never know, you and Gary might get lucky and win for a change. Stay watching. After the break, we'll have all of the weather news and Ken Brown's Coast Watch, including the best surfing and fishing action.
Tonight, travel overland through Queensland's Never Never as Gary Wilkinson goes in search of our heritage. Waltzing the Matilda Track, a premiere 7 News documentary tonight.
Most of us shop once a week, but some foods only stay fresh for a couple of days. The Westinghouse fan-forced frost-free, however, keeps food fresher much longer. Using the latest technology, cold air is not only fan-forced in the freezer, but fan-forced throughout the fridge, into the super chill zone, meat keeper, and around the converter bins. So next Friday's salad will be as crisp as it was last Saturday. You can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
The Nova GS has always offered a lot of things Holden is famous for. It's easy to handle, easy on the fuel, and easy on the pocket. You can rely on it. Now, it has a new 1.8-litre fuel-injected twin-cam 16-valve engine. So Nova GS does something else Holden is famous for. It goes.
Yo, this is it, just the trick. This is heaven on a stick. Yo, nothing more and nothing less than beautiful one day, perfect the next.
What would you say to a sun lover 3-night holiday at Club Coolum on the Sunshine Coast for this great Queensland price?
Yo, way to go.
It's everywhere I look, Ian.
Apparently, they're selling it by the ton.
There must be something we can do. Ah, here's one.
We could make it illegal.
We're unpopular enough as it is.
Start a scare.
It's actually very good for them.
We could create a consumption tax.
Frush. Probably the last of life's innocent pleasures. But hurry.
Tonight's weather brought to you by Terranora Lakes Country Club.
Take me to the top, Terranora Lakes.
Country Club and Resort.
Take me to the top.
Heavy rain and thunderstorms continue to lash parts of Brisbane right now, and our exclusive storm alert, you can see how the storms have moved in over the past few hours, just how widespread they are throughout the southeast of Queensland. Hot and sticky ahead of the storms today, temperatures 4 above average. For the city, we had a range of 22 to 29. Western suburbs and Ipswich got up to a steamy 35 degrees. And the official forecast, rain and storms continue tonight, but fine tomorrow after a westerly change by late morning. Temperature range for the city, 22 to 32. Western suburbs and Ipswich, 21 to 35. Gold Coast, 22 to 30. Sunshine Coast, 22 to 33. And looking ahead, Monday and Tuesday, both fine with temperatures in the high 20s. On the colour satellite, the massive clouds swirling across the interior and into Queensland is where these storms are coming from. On today's chart, that massive cloud and the storms are associated with a complex frontal system and an inland trough. Tomorrow, the front will continue on out to sea, taking more southerly storms with it. Around the state, more showers and storms north of Fraser Island, but fine to the south of Fraser. And around the nation, showers and storms everywhere, but the air, believe it or not, will be clearing in Canberra. Not too clear where you are, Ken Brown, at the moment.
Yeah, no wisecracks, eh? It's the sort of night you don't like the job. Let's see what the Weather Bureau's got in store for coastal areas, and Fraser Island and Coolangatta, they're predicting that we will get this change probably early tomorrow morning. Winds could freshen ahead of the change, rain and storms in front of it, and the whole lot should clear out with west-southwesters around 15 knots. Let's hope it goes that way. Have a look at the tide tracks now, and the graph shows lows at 1 a.m. and 2 p.m. and highs at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Been a few waves around this morning on the Sunshine Coast, just a few Malibu sliders at Coolum. It was quite glassy all day. We got nowhere near the forecast wind strength, and with the offshore winds tomorrow, if there was a bit more swell, there'd be a few waves. That's what D-Bar looked like this morning, and there was a little bit of swell there. Duran Bar picks up most swell on the Gold Coast, and it'll be a spot to be checking tomorrow. Also, the beach breaks down in the Tweed area. Could be even worth a trip to Byron. Should be a good day for the beach. Not too many major problems. Just please swim in patrolled areas. The water temperature's about 22 degrees. Now, there's some diving visibilities. Not too bad at all around most of the spots. The weather was much better than expected. Should be a reasonable day for a dive again tomorrow. Some of the fish caught around the area today, and in the past couple of days, a nice batch of reefies. They were taken on the 42s at Square Patch off Moreton yesterday by Johnny Palermo and the boys from Leisure Marine. They caught those in a couple of hours. A Dewey came off the 35s east of Moreton last night. There's also been quite a few, oh, hang on, there's the girls from Australia Post fishing on Sea Probe 2 today, and they caught some good quality fish on the 50 fathoms northeast of Southport. Now there's some fish that were taken, some tailor and flathead that were taken by some of the Moreton locals at North Point last night, and the boys from the Redcliffe City amateur fishing anglers caught those spanner crabs, so that's their lunch, and that was the catch they caught around Moreton Island today. So I tell you what, there's a few good fish caught. The storms have wet everything down this afternoon, and there's some nice flathead there. Should be a good day for fishing tomorrow. Those came from the Maroochy River, and there's one that was taken from the military jetty at Caloundra last night. So a bit of good fishing around. Full report coming up in tomorrow's Sunday Mail. I'm going home to get out of this rain.
Yes, try and keep your powder dry. At least you don't have to wear a tie.
Hey?
You don't have to wear a tie.
Never, mate. Court and funeral's the only place you wear those.
OK, thank you very much. Ken Brown there with the Coast Watch Report. It is a bit wild and woolly out there tonight, so take care, won't you?
Do that from all of us here. Good night.
Good night.
If you are feeling caught up in the same old grind, why not escape and rediscover what life is all about in the great southeast? Inspired escape ideas from the Escape Committee. Free. Phone 236 3439.
A high-quality four-bedroom home from under $43,000? No wonder G.J. Gardner is Queensland's favourite home builder.
Discover the great southeast in Thursday's Courier Mail, Brisbane 4KQ, and proudly presented by 7 Nightly News.
It was a Christmas wish for the mum she never had.
Hi.
Can one girl's love keep the magic alive? Olivia Newton-John in the premiere of A Mum for Christmas, Wednesday.
Nobody knows Brisbane like 7.
This program proudly brought to you by the Commonwealth Bank.
And once again, good evening and welcome to the world around us. Tonight, you're in for a sensational Outback trek. We're going to travel from one end of Queensland to the other, but for a change tonight, we're not going to take the conventional coastal route. We're travelling on the Matilda Highway, and it is magnificent scenery. You'll thrill to places like Lawn Hill Gorge, you'll join the fun of the annual lizard races at Yulo, and you can pay tribute to the great pioneers who opened up the Never Never Land at the Stockman's Hall of Fame. Now, the Matilda Highway is gaining in popularity to such a degree that the Queensland Tourist and Travel Corporation have published this motoring holiday guide. Very handy, and I'll tell you more about that after the show, because right now it's time to join Gary Wilkinson as he goes waltzing the Matilda Trek.
Most banks seem to take forever to approve a home loan. There is a bank, however, that can normally give you a decision on a flexible home loan on the spot. So you can get underway straight away.
Which bank?
We're greening our town with parks and park and rides. So you can park your car outside the centre of town and ride in with us. Read the paper, relax. You're saving money on parking and petrol. And you're keeping Brisbane's inner city traffic to a minimum.
Every park that's built, and every time we use a park and ride, Brisbane becomes a little greener.
Let's all keep Brisbane a breath of fresh air.
Here, you'll find some of the world's freshest natural water. Here, you may discover a new species of turtle with our ranger. Here, the ferns are so ancient, they literally predate humanity. Here, at Kingfisher Bay, time is measured in millions of years, not 9 to 5. Kingfisher Bay, Fraser Island, inspired by nature.
Independent university tests show how new Dynamo Concentrate with dual enzymes cleans so thoroughly it saves you lots of time and effort. But our refill saves you something even better, proving once again that mother and son know best.
In a country as unpredictable as Australia, your family deserves all the protection you can give them. The powerful new Australian designed and built Mitsubishi Verada V6 wagon.
The stars from your favourite movies, TV shows, sports and music come together for television's biggest night of entertainment in years. You'll see a stunning lineup from Australia, plus the biggest names from overseas.
Who knows how many stars?
Join your host Gary McDonald when Optus presents the People's Choice Awards, 8:30 Monday, live at exclusive to 7.
Sean Connery, Christian Slater and F. Murray Abraham in the superb mystery thriller, The Name of the Rose, 8:30 tonight on 7. Robin Williams.
Was this the dagger I see before me?
In Peter Weir's Academy Award-winning film, Dead Poets Society, Sunday.
The St George Home Loan Centre is a one-stop home loan shop. You can take your time to chat with St George Home Loan specialists, have a cup of coffee, look at award-winning house plans. They even mind the kids to make it really easy for you. It's everything you need to know about homes and home loans under one roof,
including getting the go-ahead right here on the spot.
So before you even think about a home loan, come into the St George Home Loan Centre. That's 342 Upper Roma Street, 7 days a week. What a great idea.
A world where love is both revered and forbidden.
Guess you're not used to a woman like me.
Is anybody? Shrouded in timeless tradition and shattered by violence. A tough cop went looking for treachery.
In your world, perhaps, not in ours.
But she found absolution from anger.
Tell me about love, Detective Eden.
And a love that broke all the rules.
Sex is sacred.
How would you know?
A love that couldn't be denied.
I want you to kiss me.
Melanie Griffith.
I won't tell.
Close to Eden, now showing at select cinemas.
The UC10's the smallest, lightest camcorder there is. Fully automatic and fully featured. But this is the feature to choose it for.
Kombucha have improved their low-fat yogurt. It's now so deliciously fresh and fruity, so smooth, you've just got to try a tub.
In our comfortable Compass class or armchair executive class, you can afford to fly any day.
We're Compass and we're your airline.
Let's fly.
Sir, this is the sedan, right?
Terrific.
There's Henry, Melissa, Tommy, and the wife up front. A choice of 2 engines. This is the perfect family car. All I need now is the perfect family. Oh, excuse me.
Stop. Before you commit to any home loan, call in and look over our special 7.95% interest rate at the bank. Strictly limited offer. Call our hotline now.
Godfrey's Price Madness is on again. Saturday, Sunday, Fortitude Valley Warehouse.
Built-a-top Electrolux, fantastic value, $55. It's brand new Sanyo, still in the carton, $89. Uprights, $29. What's this? Hoover Lark, $39. Godfrey's have gone crazy, and paper bags, buy two, get one free.
Godfrey's Saturday and Sunday, 386 Wickham Street, Fortitude Valley, also Strathpine and Mermaid Beach.
Miss Daggy, I'll look up. Just hold on to Joycey a moment, will you?
Look, I'm here about the car premium payment.
What's the problem?
Well, it seems quite high.
I just take the money.
But I'm paying for things that are already covered in my home, life and health policies.
Just a tick, Joycey. Every insurance company is the same.
Well, not GIO Australia. I mean, they don't make you pay for all these useless benefits.
I suppose that's why their premiums are so much lower.
Oh, of course.
Phone 131010 for a better deal on your car insurance.
Yo, way to go. This is it, just the trick. This is heaven on a stick. Big blue skies, amazing days. Yo, way to go. Drift away, tan your tail. Clickety-clack, ride that rail. Boil a billy, Outback. Sip on a cool one, get laid back. Yo, way to go. As they say, as you'd expect, beautiful one day, perfect the next. Yo, way to go.
Oh no. Oh, Brian.
Just pick up the phone and we'll rush to your home. We'll get the job done fast because we're the experts.
That was quick.
And it's all guaranteed.
Remember, over O'Brien for fast glass replacement.
Wouldn't it be nice to win $1 million? Never have a care the whole day long. Wouldn't it be nice to win the lotto? Sharing every dream that comes along. You know the feeling's gonna last forever. We can do the things we dream together.
Gold Lotto. Wouldn't it be nice?
On 7 Nightly News Monday, how a piece of Queensland history has been beautifully restored. The man who did it has been called a modern-day Michelangelo. Frank Warrick discovers his ancient techniques in the secret blending of colour. An exclusive report, Brisbane's Michelangelo, Monday only on 7 Nightly News.
For the first time on television, the real story on Charles, including The Liaison with Camilla Parker Bowles, premieres 7:30 Sunday on 7.
On Live It Up, why it's no holiday without travel insurance.
The bills have been mounting up.
The right food for your baby, a delicious campsite feast, and Dr. Rosie with some practical tips for getting over your ex.
The anger that makes us enemies is there for a reason.
Live long, live well, and Live It Up, 7:30 tonight.
Go. Come on, boys. Bring the salad, please. Good boy.
When Shane and Lynn Regan came to the National for a tailored home loan, we showed them a plan that would save 9 years and $64,000.
Oh, the National were really terrific. We'll be saving thousands.
Yeah, we can't tell you what a relief that is. Check out your options on our unique home loan simulator at any branch. National Australia Bank, tailoring banking to your needs.
Harvey World Travel, the travel professionals. Harvey World Travel.
Harvey World Travel and Tasmania's Temptations Holidays gives you the perfect excuse to get away and enjoy life. Book now and get 5 fabulous nights at Hobart's 5-star Sheraton Hotel, including return airfares. Ex-Brisbane, just $5.43 per person. Book now. Offer ends 22nd of December. Be tempted.
Harvey World Travel, the travel professionals for you.
Some people reckon there's only one thing better than going to the footy,
and that's fishing. And these guys agree. Plugger and ET enjoy fishing, and when they wet a line, they both like to know their gear won't let them down. I agree. To catch fish, you need good gear. That's why the Big Match fishing set contains all Shimano components. 2 rods, a reel, this visor and tackle box in this sturdy carry bag. It's an ideal Christmas gift for yourself.
The UC10's the smallest, lightest camcorder there is. Fully automatic and fully featured. But this is the feature to choose it for.
The Dragon Knight's castle is being attacked by the wolves who were after their pay. But they didn't count on a guardian ghost who scares all the robbers away.
The age of adventure lives on with Lego Castle.
Lego rules, okay?
The Natura Design Centre annual sale is now on. Everything is reduced, some up to 50%. Caravan, Country House, Natura, Harridge's Kitchens. We're ready to negotiate at Natura Design Centre Milton. Let's talk.
Who will you miss the most?
Nick. And you?
Mum. She's still my best friend.
Join family and friends, Telecom's new Flexi plan, and save 10% on STD and international calls.
10% anytime?
Yes, to your favourite people.
Who was that?
Oh, just the phone.
Telecom, family and friends. We're talking cheaper calls.
The stars from your favourite movies, TV shows, sports and music come together when Gary McDonald hosts the People's Choice Awards. Monday, exclusive to 7.
What a magnificent part of the state. Don't you just love the history? Gary Wilkinson, I'm very jealous. And if you've been inspired by tonight's program and you too would like to drive the Matilda Highway, it's now a lot easier thanks to this quite magnificent book, the Queensland Motoring Holiday Guide, put out by the Queensland Tourist and Travel Corporation. It tells you exactly where to go, what to see, where to stay, and all the road maps are there. Brilliant idea. It's available along with a video of tonight's program, and that's a first, from all Queensland government travel centres in all states and all RACQ offices. An excellent idea and very good value. That's it for tonight. Peter Garrett joins us next Saturday night on World Around Us to look at the Byfield National Park in central Queensland, round about Shoalwater Bay. The big debate, whether to sand mine there or not. And that's World Around Us, a contentious issue next Saturday night. I must away. See you with Kay for 7 Nightly News on Monday night. In the meantime, enjoy your weekend and enjoy the world around us.
From Academy Award nominee David Bradbury and presented by Midnight Oil's Peter Garrett.
Absolutely beautiful.
A priceless jewel about to be stolen forever. Why is Shoalwater up for grabs?
We've got the army, we've got the greenies, we've got the developers, and we've got you.
See it 6:30 Saturday before it disappears.
This program proudly brought to you by the Commonwealth Bank. Telecom Australia's new Family and Friends Flexi Plan presents 7 news headlines.
Good evening, Gary Wilkinson. Stories making news tonight. The Queen's weekend retreat, Windsor Castle, gutted by fire, with fears for the Royal Art Collection. A doctor dies in a freak accident on Brisbane's Bayside after his 4-wheel drive plunges over the edge of a jetty. And a teenage girl abducted on the Gold Coast found unharmed. Weather outlook: storms, then fine tomorrow, top 32.
Week on Real Life.
How would you describe Hitler?
As a genius. We spend a night on the town with Melbourne's real romper stompers.
We're not the last of yesterday, but the first of tomorrow.
Plus, Ruth Ostro goes bush to discover the sensitive New Age man. Is he really a wimp?
We're the kind of man that we are. Real Life, 6:30 weeknights on 7.
If you are feeling caught up in the same old grind, why not escape and rediscover what life is all about in the great southeast? Inspired escape ideas from the Escape Committee. Free. Phone 236 3439.
A high-quality 4-bedroom home from under $43,000? No wonder G.J. Gardner is Queensland's favourite home builder.
Discover the great southeast in Thursday's Courier Mail, Brisbane 4KQ, and proudly presented by 7 Nightly News.
It's Sunday Night Madness with...
Our very last show for 1992. It's going to be called Naked Monaro.
Join the fun on the main event, 6:30 Sunday.
Nobody knows Brisbane like 7.
Live It Up is brought to you by MBF. Being in MBF is about being in control.
Hello and welcome. Yes, this is Live It Up. Not for us, the lavish introductions for shows, but the at-home Phil. Keeping an eye on himself, doing the washing, and the kids on the swing. Don't go too high, you guys. This is definitely at home, and that's what this show's all about. Coming up in this week's Live It Up, I look at the best way to feed your baby, Mike Hamilton and shopping around for help in the hard times. And Tracy Bowden looks at coping with death. And we start with Tracy, who takes a trip around the world to discover the dangers of getting sick overseas without insurance.
When we set off on an overseas trip, most of us are just thinking about the adventure that lies ahead, and we don't really consider the likelihood of some unpleasant extras on our itinerary, like suffering a heart attack, being hit by a car, or falling victim to some obscure illness. But the fact is, it could happen. It's estimated that around 1/3 of travellers take out no travel insurance at all. Many others take out inadequate cover. The result could well be not only a medical disaster, but a financial one.
You have your road accidents, people stepping off the pavement, looking in the wrong direction. You have heart attacks.
Tony Miller is based at the Australian Consulate in New York, often the first port of call for tourists in trouble.
But very often people think that they're covered by Medicare or by their ordinary private health insurance, and they're not.
It was very, very scary.
Annie Crew suffered a blocked artery while visiting her son in the United States. She needed 2 lots of surgery.
I just thought I was going to die there.
And the bills really mounted up, didn't they?
Well, that's the word for it, mounted, and they mount.
Tonight's movie brought to you by John West Salmon.